My name is Sadik Multani. I'm working as a senior front-end engineer at Multidots. So in this video, we will learn about the WordPress FSE themes, or we can say WordPress block themes. So let's get started. So I have already set up one local WordPress development environment where we will explore the FSE themes. First of all, let's open the appearance and themes menu. So here we can see the current active theme is a 2023 theme, which is created by the WordPress team, right? So first we will just go through with this existing blog-based theme structure. Then we will create our own theme from scratch, right? As we can see, if we have activated the blog theme, then we will see one tab called editor in the appearance and tab menu. And if we can talk about the classic theme, so in the classic theme we had few different post types like menus, widgets, and customizers for managing some styling stuff. But in the blog based theme we didn't have those separate features, but everything is included in the site editor, or we can say editor tab, right? So yeah, let's open the editor tab. And here we can see we have 5 different pages, right? First one is the navigation menu, where we can add or manage our site navigation menus, which we can utilize using the core navigation block. Second tab is called styles tab, where we can manage the different type of styling stuff, which is similar, or we can say advanced version of the customizer, right? The third one is the pages tab, where we can manage our site pages. The fourth area, which is called templates. So this templates and patterns area will be important areas where we are managing most of the stuff related to our blog based theme, right? So let's explore the templates area. So the templates area, here we can add all the kind of templates which is required for our theme. If we can see or talk about the classic theme, right? So in the classic theme, we are creating the templates like page.php, single.php, search.template, 404.template, like that. So in the blog based theme, we are creating those kind of templates here. But what is the difference between classic themes and blog based themes? So in the classic theme, we were creating the templates in the code level, or we are creating based on the PHP structure, right? In the blog based theme, we will create those templates in the admin side, or even if we are creating from the in the code, then those file extension will be .html instead of PHP, right? So we will see how we will create from code and backend while creating our own theme from scratch. But for now, we can just get an overview with this existing template. So we can just explore the home template. So here we can see we have opened our local site homepage, and for the homepage, this is using the blog home template, right? So here we can find the blog home template. So yeah, this one. So on the front end homepage, our blog based theme is rendering from this particular template, right? So we can just quick check this template layout and compare with front end, right? Here we can see header, footer, and the main content as a query loop block, we can say post loop. And here we can see a small CTA section which we have added in this template. So yeah, here we can see the same on front end, like header, query loop block, or post loop block. Then here we can see CTA and footer, right? So let's just explore 2 more templates. Like we can see single post template. So here we can see the featured image, then the post title and content. And here we can see a post meta and the comments template, right? And footer. So let's edit the site editor from here, and it will automatically open the related template, which is single post here, right? So here we can see the same layout and structure like header, footer. In the content part, here we can see featured image and the title block, and below we have added the content block. And here we can see post meta and the comments section as a template part, right? So this theme has created comments and post meta as a reusable block or template part, right? That's why it's highlighting in the purple background and icon, right? So let's edit and see what it is. Yeah, this one is the template part, right? So here we can see in the template parts list, what we have is header, footer, comments, and post meta, right? So we can create template parts like this as per our requirement and use it with different type of templates as per needed, right? So we can use templates like this. So we have seen basic overview with this existing theme. Now we can just quickly jump on creating our own theme from scratch. So let's open the appearance and themes tab. So here we can see only 3 default theme is here, right? So now we can create our own theme. So here we will create a folder called FSE starter. And as we have created just a blank folder, then if we can refresh here, then we will see like here theme is broken, style sheet is missing. So we can just quickly create the style sheet. So for creating the basic theme which we are able to activate, we need to require files, right? Style.css, and in the classic theme it was index.php, but in the block based theme we'll create index.html. And the basic structure difference is we were adding the index.php on theme root, but in the block based theme we will add index.html inside the folder called templates, right? So let's create the files. And let me just quickly grab the CSS file header from here. And now if we can refresh and see, the message is updated, right? So now it is showing us like we need to create index.html. So let's create it quickly. So now we have created the index.html as now we are able to activate our theme. But before activating the theme, let's do quick overview on front end. Like here, what we are seeing is something like this. And after activating our theme, we can't see anything, right? Because we have just created the blank template. So the theme has nothing to show on the front end, right? So we will add the whole layout and structure using the block from the site editor, or we can say admin site, right? Currently it is showing us like this one is the index template and the page is blank or empty, so we can customize it in the site editors, right? So let's do that. And now we will open the editor, and here we can see only the index template in our templates area. So before customizing the index template, let me add the theme.json file. So the theme.json file is basically a important file which we are using in the block based theme to manage the default, I can say, theme structure, layout, and styling related stuff, and default block related stylings, color plates, everything, right? So we can manage all the basic stuff in the theme.json, which is very important for the block based theme. But in this video we will not see a theme.json and this styles tab in much detail. We will see both of these things in the separate dedicated video. For this video we will just focus on the theme structure and layout creation, right? Yeah, so let me create the theme.json quickly, and let me add the basic theme.json configuration from here. For this lesson, as discussed, we can just completely ignore this. And now if we can see here, now we can start editing our index template. So first we will create the header footer, and we will create header footer as template part, right? Because if we will create header footer just as a as the content of this particular template, then we are not able to use it globally, right? So we will create header footer globally. So if we do any changes, and then it will be updated throughout the site with different templates. So for creating the templates, we have two methods. Either we can create it from here, directly from here inside the index template, or we can create the template part from the dedicated template patterns area, or we can say template parts area, right? So we will create header from here, and we will create footer from the templates part or patterns area. So we can see both methods. Well, so let me quickly create a header. First we can use group for wrapper, and I'll add row block just for the alignment for two different blocks. So I'll use site logo, and I have already selected the site logo, that's why it's showing here. Otherwise we can just simply select the logo from the selected block. So here is the navigation block which we have seen here in the navigation area. So whatever the menu we have created, we can use it from the core navigation block. And if we can see in the navigation block setting, here we can select the different menus if we have created multiple menus, or we can create new one as well. So yeah, let me just do quickly a bit styling related stuff, like we can make it left and right aligned, and that's it. Now we can save and refresh on front end side, and here we can see we have successfully created our header, but currently it's not a template part, right? This one is the simple content from the index.html. So we have to make it as a template part to reuse, right? So how we will create a template part? We can click on this main group block and then click on three dots. And here we can see option called create template part. So we can do click on that. And here we will provide the template part name. So right now we are creating the header, so we can say header, and here we can see three different options for selecting as a area, right? General, header, and footer. So if you are creating header footer, then we will select the header footer area, otherwise we'll keep it general, right? So right now I'm going to select header and add. So let's save. And now if we can see in the patterns area, now here we can see the header template part, right? So once we select the template part or header category, then we can see our newly created header, right? So now let's just create the footer. So we can create footer from here instead of index template. So let's click on the add pattern button, and here we can see two different options like add pattern and add template part. So we'll go with template part, right? Just provide the name like footer and select the area as footer, right? The benefit from for creating the template part from the dedicated pattern area is it will open the individual template part editor, right? So here we can't see our whole template, and we can just focus on creating our dedicated template part, right? So let me just create the footer quickly. So let me add group, and here again we'll select row, and here just for change I am using the site title and site tagline. So let me just do it in a wrap to show it in stack, and just let me do just a quick styling adjustment. Like from the styles tab, here I will remove the gap, and on the right side I will just simply add a normal paragraph called proudly created by WordPress. We can just keep this for now, and let me do same style adjustment here. And from the styling tab I'll just add some padding here on top, bottom, and left and right both the sides. And in the blog stylings I'll add a minor background to show it separately, and hit save. So we have successfully created our footer, but now if we can hit refresh on front end, but we can't see the footer right now, right? Why? Because we have just created the footer template part, but not used this template part in the index template, right? because whatever we are seeing on the front end with block based theme, everything is coming from the templates. So we have to use template part in the particular template to show it on front end, right? So how we will do this? So as we have created the footer, now we can just go to the template, and here we can open the list view and do click insert after, and we can easily any of our template part by searching from the block library. Like we have to add footer, so we can search footer, and we can see two different blocks like footer and template part. So we can either directly select the footer, or we can also choose template part block and select our footer. So let's select the footer block for now, and from the footer we can see multiple footers. If we have created one or more footers, then we can see all the listed footer here, and we can select as per our requirement, right? So let me just create this footer as we have this one only for now, right? And it's saved, and now we can see our footer on the front end side like this, right? As we have created the header footer, now we can quickly create the query loop block for our index template, right? So let me click on this header three dots and click add after, and here I'll select group for wrapper, and inside the group block I'll directly use query loop block. So the query loop block is something similar to the while loop which we are doing in the classic theme in PHP file, right? But here we will do everything from the using the block, right? So let's choose the layout. So in the query loop block, we have two different options. Either we can start blank, or we can choose any existing layout. So for this lesson, for saving our time, we will select the existing grid layout. And currently what it includes in the grid layout is the post title, excerpt, and the date. And we can add one more block, which is a featured image. So we also want to display the featured image for each particular post, right? So we can add featured image block, and now we can see the featured image, right? So we can add, open this option for title. It's already open, then it's saved. So what it will show is like we have added the query loop block. So basically it will inherit the template query. So as we know in the WordPress, we have a particular template hierarchy structure. So for example, if we don't have any kind of template related files in our theme, and we only have index template, right? So whatever the front end view we are going to open, then it will display the index template as a fallback template. The same like the classic theme, here we will also create a different template for pages. Like for page we will create page.html, for a post we will create single.html, like we are doing in the classic theme, like page.single.php, right? So if we are creating this kind of basic templates, then we don't have to do any kind of linking related stuff to the pages or posts. It will automatically call the particular template based on the name structure as per the classic theme, or we can say the default WordPress theme hierarchy system, right? So yeah, as we have created the index template, now we will create the separate templates for the page and post. Before creating the separate templates for pages and posts, let's check how it looks on front end right now with only index template. So if we can open this individual post, then here we can see, right, as we only have index template, and it uses the grid layout for post listing. It is showing something like this, and it inherits the query from template, right? So that's why it's showing only this current post, but in the grid column layout like this. So we will create the individual single post template, and similar like this also, if you can see on the pages, then also it will show something like this, like the current page data only in the column view like this, right? So now let's create the page template and single post template both, right? So here we can see, yeah, so we will create the template from this template area here, right? So we can click on the add template button, and here we will create a single post template first. So let's create that, and here we can see we can select any existing template layout while creating a new template, but we don't need a layout like this, so we'll skip this part and add the data from scratch, right? So first what we have to do is we need to use our global header footer, right? So we will click on the header. This time we will use template part option to select our header footer instead of the dedicated header and footer blocks. So once we will add template part block, then here we can choose, and here we can see all the available template parts. So here we can see header footer both, right? So first we will select header, then insert after, then select template part, choose, and footer. So we have added the header footer template. Now we will add the our post single post layout, right? So first I'll choose group for wrapper, and we will add the title block, so it will display the post title. Insert after, then here we will select column block. Let's select the columns block. So we will use the sidebar for single post to make it a bit different, right? So here we'll create a sidebar template part for the single post. So in the left column we will display the individual post specific data. So first we will add the featured image, and after featured image we'll select a row block. Inside the row block we will add let's say author. So I'm adding the whole author block instead of just name, so we can see the post at author data. And insert after, what we will do is not in the author, and then insert after, and here we will add categories, so we can list a current post categories. So here I will add category as a prefix, and show avatar, show bio as well, but we don't have any bio, so we can make it off for now, and link to author page we can turn it on. And after showing the post metadata, we will show the original post content. So for that we need to add content block, right? And insert after, let's see what we have is, okay, let's add the next and previous post navigation as well. So for that we will select row block, and here we will choose previous post, and we'll write pref and create a less than sign, or we can say left arrow. And now next post, so we can select next and arrow, and inside the row we can make it align left and right. And yeah, now we can hit save and see on front end. So here we can see, right, our single post layout is updated as we have created a single post. But if we can see on the page in index template, then it will show as it is, right? So now what we can do is we can add the sidebar here, right? So in a single post template, let's create the sidebar, and we will not create it from template part area. We can create directly from here, and then we will make it a template part as we did for the header, right? So first I have added group, then I'll select maybe search block, and after the search block let's add list of categories what we have on our site, right? Yeah, we can list this. And now, okay, we don't want to change any configuration, and now we can directly make it a template part, and we can provide name is post sidebar. And as we are creating sidebar, not header or footer, then we'll keep it in a general category, right? And it's saved. So now if we can refresh our single post, then here we can see the left on the top we can see post title, then featured image, and post meta like author information and category, and here we can just see the individual post content. So as this one is the latest post, we can't see the next post in navigation here, right? We can see previous post navigation, so we can hit previous, and here we can see next and previous both, right? And this post is doesn't have the featured image, that's why it's not showing. We can do more previous, and here we can see. So this post has this kind of columns and grid layout content. Let's open and verify it once. Yeah, right. So this post has the content of this post has this type of data, that's why it's showing on the front end like this. And as we have created a sidebar in the template, so we can see this search block and the category list on each of the post detail pages, right? Yeah. Yes, we have created a single post, and now we can also create a template for page.html, or we can create a template for single pages. So for that we can do it quickly like add template, and what we need to do is we have to create a page template and for all page. So here we have two, I can say, options while creating a template, right? So we can see on many different options in pages. We can create either for all the pages. We can create a template global for all the pages, or we can also create a template for any specific page, right? Or while creating post as well, we can see here a single item post. So here also we can see both options, like we can create a template for any specific post, or either we can create a global post template, which we did from a different option called singular post earlier. As we have created the single post template, then now we can't see that option here, right? So let's create the page template, and we need to create it global for all the pages, and skip layout, and here we can add our header footer. Now we'll add directly from header, and now directly from the footer. So in the header footer separate blocks as well, we can see options to choose, but only if we have multiple headers or footer, right? As currently we only have one header and one footer, then once we add the block, then it will automatically render our created header footer, right? Yeah, let's create the page layout. So first I'll add group for wrapper, then let's add featured image, then our page title, then our page content, right? So I'm creating this kind of basic page template layout, and here we can see something like this. So if you want to make it a bit design related change, then let's do this. So we can show it a bit different design for page title. So let's add theme black background and white text, and from the padding option here we can add a bit padding, so we can show it something like this for the page title only. And now we can see our page title is looking like this. And if we can see any different page from the header here like this, then we can see something like this: featured image, title, and the page content, right? So like this we have created more to page templates, or we can say more to templates, right, for single post and pages. So let's create one more template for reference. So for that I'm just adding a quick change in the index template. Like here I want to display author and categories for each post, we can set. So here I'll add author name only. So I don't want to display the image and everything. I just want to display the name, and I will add the category as well. So it will list the current post category in this index template grid layout, right? So here we can see something like this. So here we can see, right, all the post has different author and categories. So we can see the data only related to that particular post, right? So now we will see reference for creating an archive template, right? So we can create one archive template to show this archive template data differently, right? So let's create the archive template. So what is archive template is basically called when we open any author related page like author archive, or we can open any category listing. So it will call category archive. If we open any tag, then it will show tag listing, right? So let's create the global archive. So it will be applied for author, category, tags everywhere, right? So here we can see many different options, like we can create a fallback for all archives, then create a separate templates for author archive and category archives or tag archives. But for this lesson, we can just only create the author archive, and then we can easily create all other templates in the same manner. Yeah. So let's create the author archive, and what we'll do differently for author archive is let's just add header footer quickly first. So not heading, header and footer, and before here we'll add group, and inside the group let's add the archive title, and insert after here we will add again a query loop block. And for query loop block for archive template, we can choose a separate layout to make it a different. So here we will choose, okay, let's choose something like this for the archive template. So here we can see what we have added as this layout. So here in the columns featured image, title. Okay, let's add the excerpt as well. So we can add small description for each post, and here we can add read more link, right? And hit save. And now if we can open the any category or author archive, then we can see layout something like this, like it is showing as we have used the archive title. As we have used the archive title, then it shows the archive type as an author, and the author name is this, right? If we will open any category archive, then it will show something like the archive type is category and the category name is this, right? And we can see something like this as a layout. And let's see, we have created, and yeah, we have just created the 4 kind of different templates, and we can create as much as different template we required, and like we were creating in the classic theme, right? We can see many type of different option available here. Or if we want to go with custom, then we can create a custom template as well. For example, if we have to create a blank page template which shows only page content, or maybe we have to create a different page template which include a sidebar, right? So globally we might want to create a simple page template, what we did like this as a page template. And if we want to this one, and if we want to create a page layout which includes the sidebar, right? So we can create different or custom template for that, like page with sidebar, something like that, right? And then we have to select that particular template in the required page where we want to use that particular layout, right? Now, as we have created the templates, template parts, header, footer, basic layout structure as required, what we'll do next. So as you remember, right, initially in code side, we have created style.css and only one template, which is index.html, right? But this is also blank from code side, right? If we can talk about the basic behavior of block-based theme, right? Now what we will do, once we have created everything from the backend, we have to move everything in the code side. We can start initially in the code like this, or we can also create everything from scratch using one plugin called create block theme, which is also created by WordPress core team, right? So we can use that to even avoid this kind of basic steps to create it from editor side. But eventually, after creating the whole theme, what we have to do is we have to move everything on the code side, or we can say in the editor, because we have to render everything from the code, right? So if we can talk about the basic behavior of block-based theme, there are two type of renderings. It will load everything from the backend or from the code. If it will take priority based on the latest data. If we have the latest everything, latest updates in the code level, then it will load everything from the code side. And after that, if we will modify anything in the backend, then it will take first priority to the backend changes, and it will load the data from the database. Whatever the changes are, like updating the templates, updating the styling related stuff, or anything, right? So if we can do take a quick example, like here, if we can see the index template author is FSE starter theme, but other templates author are showing as my name, like Sadik is the author, right? Why? Because index template we have created in the code side here, which is available in the theme folder, but other templates are saved only in the database. It's not available in the code, right? So that's why it's showing something like this. So in the FSC theme, we have benefit, like if we have added the changes in the code, then we can do modify everything in the backend. And at any point, if we decide like we want to go back with the theme version, we don't need our current changes which we have did in the admin side. We can easily revert those changes and back to the theme version. Like here we can see example, here you can see three options on these three dots, like edit, view revisions, and reset. So basically the reset button will reset this template whatever the changes are available in the code side. So currently the index template is blank, right? So if we do click on the reset, then everything will be removed from this index template and it will be blank again, like it is available in the theme file, right? We have to make sure before resetting the template, like we have updated our required changes on code side, right? Otherwise we lost our changes, right? And even here we can see the revisions, like if we want to switch back to one previous version or two previous version instead of resetting everything to the theme, right? So we can do that as well easily, right? So as we have done everything here, and what we have to do is we have to move everything in the code side. So how can we do that? So there are two different methods, right? Like we can easily open the index template, and on the top right corner here we can see three dots, and from here what we have to do is we need to select a code editor view and just select the raw code from here for this template, and go to the index.html and we can paste it here. So now we have added our index template changes on code side, right? So now we can reset the template and it will not do anything, and we can still see the same changes what we have done, right? So once we reset the changes, here we can notice that revisions are gone and we now can just see only edit option. So now if we can modify any changes in the template, then here we can see revisions and reset option again, right? So like this, we have to move all the changes on code side, like this templates. We also need to move this template parts on code side, which we have created, right? Currently, everything is loading from the backend. So we have to move everything. Even if we do any style changes here, then also we have to move all those settings into the code level. And this specific style portion is related to the theme.json. So whatever settings and updates we'll do here, it will be added inside the theme.json, which we will learn in next lesson for this style and theme.json related points. So currently, as we have seen, like we can move any particular template related code manually, or for newly created template, either we can create the template manually for here, like page.html, and again we can just click on the code overview and paste the raw code in the code side file, right? But if we want to move all the updated changes in code site at once, right? So how can we do that? Of course, we will not do all the changes manually one by one in the code, right? So for that, we have one option to export our current theme version as a code files. For that, we have to open the template, any template. Then here we can click on these three dots and we can do click on this export button. So it will export our current theme version as a zip file, and we can easily replace this theme on our code side right here. So currently, as you can see in our current code, we have only index.template and page which we have created just before a few minutes, and even it's blank, right? But now once we export our theme, then this theme is include all the changes which we have done in the WordPress admin. It has our template parts, it has our all the templates, it has the latest theme.json. If we did modify any styling related stuff, so we can simply copy this theme and override it on our themes folder here, right? So once we do that, now we have our latest theme version from the code side. So here currently you can see my name is the template author. Now I can do it refresh, and now it will be changed to the theme, right? Because all the templates are loading from the theme. But as we did changes in the backend, it also showing the reset button. As we did the changes from the admin side, it's currently showing the reset button. So we can, if required, we can easily click on this reset and it will be gone, right? And as we have all the latest code in the code, all the latest data in the code, then we don't have to worry about this and we can do reset easily, right? Once we reset, and now what we can do is, even now what we can do is, if we decide like I want to update anything in the index template, right? So I can do modify the changes. I'll remove this post metadata, for example, right? And save. Before updating this change, this template is loading from the code side, but now as we made the changes in template, then if we can see here in this three dots, we can see reset button option. And now as this template is updated and the changes will be saved in the database version will be loaded on front side. Like here currently it's showing this meta. Once I refresh, it will be removed. And in future, if we decide we have to revert to the theme version app and we need our post meta back, then we don't have to manually add those again in the template. We can simply revert those changes to the theme version and it will be back again. But make sure if you are doing reset, then you will be reverting to the theme version. So need to make sure once that the theme version is the final version what you need after the resetting the template, right? Yeah, thanks for watching this video.